Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with the Garden Club. I've spent a lot of time lately talking about how to avoid having to buy seeds from seed companies. But I don't want to come off as somebody who hates seed companies. I actually really love them. In fact, some of my favorite moments are spent browsing through seed catalogs, thinking about what I might grow next year. I don't buy a lot from seed catalogs anymore or from websites, but I do still probably have a budget of $20 to $50 a year that I spend on new seeds or new plants. Quite often it's new plants these days, but I still do buy probably $10 or $15 worth of seeds. So there was something that was started, I think, in 1999 or toward the end of the last century, called the Safe Seed Initiative. And this was in response to genetically modified seeds that were coming out. And a number of companies decided to sign on with this Safe Seed Pledge, saying that they would not knowingly provide genetically modified seeds, because there's absolutely no need. Good breeding can create spectacular plants. Modifying these seeds and then, patenting the modified seed, it is completely against the ethos of seed sharing, and it's really, I feel strongly that we should not, as small-time gardeners, have to rely on genetically modified seeds. Anyway, so second, I want to talk about certified organic. You're probably expecting me to say you should always buy certified organic seeds, but I'm not going to say that. In fact, I feel pretty strongly that you should not always buy certified organic seeds. And that's not because I like pesticides and herbicides. I do not. However, the certification process is very difficult. If you were to only buy certified organic seeds, you would make it impossible for many small seed producers to do what they do best. So now let's move on to the seed companies. And I have listed these in order. It's kind of arbitrary, but I had to decide an order to put them in. And so I decided to put them in order of number of tomato varieties, with the most tomato varieties first. And that's not because more tomato varieties is better. It just means it's a sort of an indicator of the amount of seeds that this company might have for sale this year. That might be of interest to you. But on the other end of the spectrum, you might be interested in companies that are producing a limited number of seeds, but have a lot of heart and are doing really neat experimental stuff that you won't necessarily find at some of the larger seed companies. So we will start with Baker Creek Seeds, which has 115 tomato varieties, if you can believe that. It was started back, I think, in 1998 by Jer Gettel, and he was 17 years old at the time. His mom's artwork is on the cover of his first seed catalog, and they specialize in heirloom seeds and rare seeds. Of course, the rare seed market has become very popular over the last decade or so, and so a lot of other companies have gotten into it. So you will find repetition of seed types between seed companies. And so Baker Creek isn't the only company carrying, for instance, pink celery. They generally have over 1,000 seed varieties, and they still have quite a few right now. I went and checked yesterday. They had a good number of seed varieties available, so they may have closed down for a bit. Obviously, they had a store of seeds that they could then repackage, and so you will be able to get seeds from Baker Creek, I expect, this season, but you might not have the selection that you're used to. They also donate seeds to charities. Overall, seems like a pretty good seed company. It's a larger company as far as seed companies, as far as the independent indie seed companies go that aren't producing things on a massive scale. It's fairly large in that sector. The next seed company I'd like to talk about is Mowing Seeds. They have 72 varieties of tomatoes on their website. They were started in 1996 as a one-man shop, and they've grown quite a bit since then. According to their website, they are actually the company that started or guided 9 other companies to sign and create and sign the Safe Seed Pledge. So it's a good company. Third company I want to talk about is Seed Savers Exchange, which is not strictly a company. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. So they're a network of gardeners. They have 60 tomato varieties. I forgot to mention that. And they have about 750 or so varieties of seeds overall available on their website. So they sell seeds, but they also have this seed swap aspect to their website, or a seed exchange aspect to their website that you can get to, and you can become a member and become part of this exchange system, which is not a store per se. The fourth company I want to talk about, actually, I guess I've got 6 companies I want to talk about today. I said 5, I've got 6. You get a bonus company at the end. The fourth company is Renee's Garden Seeds, and they were started and still run by Renee Shepard. She had started another seed company previous to this, and she sold that and started the Renee's Garden Seeds in 1998. They have many heirloom varieties. I've had great luck with certain types of their seeds. I grow their eggplant. There's an eggplant selection where they actually, one of the fun things that they do is they do these multi-seed packets, which I enjoy. So you can buy 1 packet, you might get 3 types of eggplant or 3 types of tomato. So I grew out their eggplant selection a couple of years back and found that there was one that I really liked out of that. The other 2, they were okay, but there was one that is one of the tastiest eggplants I've ever had, and I have saved the seeds from that one, and I will keep growing that one. Fifth company is the Experimental Farm Network. They have 39 tomato varieties. They're founded in 2013 by Nate Kleinman and Dusty Hines. It's a network, kind of like Seed Savers Exchange, but a little more scrappy. It's a network of professional and amateur farmers and gardeners who crowd plant seeds. And so you will get these people who have a certain kind of seed and they want to propagate it and find good varieties from this landrace seed collection. So basically open pollinated seeds, and they want to get some help isolating the best varieties of this. And so they will share these out with a network of people who have all agreed to do a certain amount of reporting and trial with these seeds, and then report back to the group. And so you get these group projects that are kind of crowdsourced through the Experimental Farm Network site. They're another nonprofit, 501c3, and they have lots of interesting, sometimes random plants. You'll find things there that you will not find anywhere else. This is not a place where you're going to, find a seed that is commonly sold on Baker Creek Seeds. And Baker Creek is pretty outside of the mainstream, but you go to the Experimental Farm Network and you're going to find that there is just an amazing variety of interesting and some even untested seed varieties. And so I just think it's a really neat concept, and I'm so glad that the EFN is there for all of us to help develop new types of plants and seed varieties. So the final company I'm going to talk about is Cultivariable, and this is another one of my very, very favorites. They have no tomatoes. So how do you run a seed and plant company without tomatoes? Well, it's owned by this guy named William Whitman, and he is in Washington State. He focuses a lot on root crops. So, and not just potatoes, actually, a lot of different types of root crops that you probably never heard of. So this is where I got my dahlia seeds. Now dahlias, and we'll talk about this in another episode entirely, but dahlias can form edible tubers. So this is where I got those, and that's where I got that idea for my edible dahlia project. And I've been trying to generate dahlias with good tasting edible tubers. And I have come up with a few. Some of them haven't made it through, some of them did not make it through last winter, but the seeds did. And I've got one plant right now that's very promising. But anyway, not getting too distracted by that idea. They are totally non-GMO. He only has like 10 to 30 varieties on his website at any given time. He doesn't use pesticides or herbicides. Once again, going back to that certified organic thing, this is not somebody who is going to be able to invest the money in getting things certified organic, but he has a real commitment to keeping things not just organic, but even regenerative in nature. So I have a lot of faith in Cultivariable, and I would really encourage you to go and take a look at this website and see what kind of interesting stuff you can find there. So those are my top 6 seed companies or plant companies that I really, really love. That's not to say that there aren't lots more out there that I support and love. In fact, I haven't even touched on nurseries. I mean, Cultivariable is a little bit of that, but I haven't even touched on nurseries, and I have my own collection of nurseries that I really like to support too. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you will give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below, ask any questions you like, and I hope you will follow me on YouTube. I hope you follow me on Instagram, which would be @FoodForestGardenClub. And I hope you'll take a look at the website that we're in the process of building, which is foodforestgardenclub.org. But until then, hope you're having a great day. Enjoy your coffee.